Welcome in Broncos Country to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports, answering your Denver Broncos fan-led questions during the NFL season. Do me a quick favor if you could, before we start today's episode, hit that thumbs up icon if you love the Denver Broncos. Coming in with our first $5 super chat is our guy, Jack Attack. What up, Jack? Did it seem like the Broncos were downplaying the severity of ultimately a bad game that the offense had? Still a win, though. I don't think it was downplaying it. I think Sean Payton addressed the question marks and the criticism that everybody had, which was, yes, we do know that the Broncos did not play good at all. However, he also came out and said that I need to be better at calling plays, getting the run game going. So I think week one is a we thing, not a me or a you thing. As the season progresses and you get more and more comfortable with the flow of the game, Sean Payton will end up saying, hey, listen, we've got to be better in this, and this, calling out specific players. But right now, I think it's just, hey, we shook the rust off. We got the W riding into week two where we're going to play a lot better. Appreciate you, Jack, for asking the question. Mark, coming in. What do you think of the new Aussie tight end? He's a practice squad player, man. He's not going to see the field. Kind of how I do about Caleb Lohner. Like, you got to learn the game, and that's why you're designated to the practice squad. You've got to be able to learn the game of football. So, hey, I'm glad that, there's another IPP player. He and Jeremy Crawshaw, I'm sure, just kind of, shoot it up Aussie style when they're at practice. But outside of that, I really don't have one way to feel about it or the other. Thanks, Mark, for asking your question. James, fan favorite of the show. What up, James? If Sean Payton is using a committee running back room, does RJ Harvey see more snaps than J.K. Dobbins in week 2? It's possible. I think it all depends on how the Colts are playing. So remember, if you're finding more success running the ball north to south through the A and the B gap and playing smash mouth football, then clearly J.K. Dobbins is your answer. If they're taking away the middle of the field, but you find success running to the outside and gaining steam by playing out in the flat, which is R.J. Harvey's strength, then sure, go ahead and go with R.J. Harvey. I think it just depends on what you're seeing at that time, which is why they call it second half adjustments. So if you see that J.K. Dobbins is playing really well, feed the hot hand. Let him ride. But I do think it is entirely possible based off of what you're saying, because Sean Payton doesn't put a whole lot of emphasis on one lead back. Pinky, I'd say overall, Bo can definitely be a top 10 quarterback. He was forcing himself to be a pocket QB. His feet are a gift. He needs to use them like last year. See, I disagree. I think the pocket presence was not the problem. I thought his feet never got set when he was in the pocket, so he got a little jumpy when he was in there. But I do think that he was trying too hard to force. If you look back at both of his interceptions, he was trying to force a ball in there. And I don't know where he got this whole, running across his body, firing at an awkward angle to try and make it look like a highlight reel. I just need him to hit his back foot on his third drop, fire his hips forward, and throw the ball. Complete the plays. I don't need it to look spectacular. I just need you to complete passes. That's what playing quarterback's all about. Now, it's a plus if you're able to roll out of the pocket like Caleb Williams or Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson and make a throw on the run. But very few guys can actually do that continuously with a ton of success. Bo's not there yet. So just do the easy things, and then when the time comes to make a highlight reel throw, then do it. Then try it. But you don't need to do that 6 or 7 times throughout the game when it's not needed. Appreciate you, Pinky, getting in on the show. Josey, who are some available Dre Greenlaw replacements? Okay, so are you saying that you want to get rid of Dre Greenlaw or what? Either way, I'll answer the question. I think we're kind of jumping the gun here on the Dre Greenlaw getting rid of. Like, first of all, let's just say that. It's week 2 or right before week 2. So Dre Greenlaw still has a lot of good football left for this team. I will admit to you that it is frustrating seeing him not take the field after you're paying him $10 million a year. So who are some Greenlaw replacements if he never hits the field? I'll go it from that angle. If Dre Greenlaw never touches the field for the Denver Broncos, well, Drew Sanders comes back week 5. JL Skinner, 2 of these guys are on our team. Skinner can actually play up as kind of like a hybrid linebacker and can play in a pinch if you need to. We also have Justin Stranad and Karene Reed, and you could also call up Lavelle Bailey. Jawan Bentley, he is a free agent that was last with the Patriots. He still remains unsigned. He's a middle linebacker that could end up being a really good player. And then Josey Jewell, bring him back to Mile High. Why not? Because he was released by the Panthers on July 23rd. And look, I'm not going to pretend to you that I want Josey Jewell back at Mile High. But I also think that he knows the system. He knows Vance Joseph. And believe it or not, his Broncos stats were actually pretty good over the entirety of his career with the Broncos. 453 tackles, 21 for loss, 9 sacks, 14 quarterback hits. I mean, I'm not saying he's like the answer to your problems, but if you wanted to bring in someone that knew the culture, knew the team, and understood what it meant to wear the navy and orange, bring back Josey Jewell. Why not? So, again, I'm not going to say that I want him right now because I still think Dre Greenlaw has a lot of good football left to play. A reminder that we're going to get into some other questions here as we end out our mailbag. But first, let me tell you about our friends at Ethos. My friends, I got married. I took the plunge. Yes, I did. And life insurance now that I'm married means so much more because it's not just about me anymore. And that's where Ethos comes in. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. You can get coverage from Ethos in as little as 10 minutes and at less than $23 a month. Ethos is revolutionizing the insurance industry with a 100% online process and can provide protection for you and your loved ones in as little as 10 minutes. They've got no medical exams either. Just a few easy health questions to answer online. They are 100% online and hassle-free, which makes that process super easy to apply. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. I will have all of that in the comments and description of today's video. Micah says, I know it's a little early, but who do you think will win Broncos versus Chargers week 3? I think it's the Broncos. However, I made that prediction before they played the Chiefs, and they looked really good against the Chiefs. Ask me again after week 2 what I think. I think the Broncos need to come out and show something against the Colts. And if the Broncos come out firing on all cylinders, that might be one of the games of the week in the NFL. Not just on this channel, but like as a whole. Everybody will have eyes on that game because the Chargers, I think they're a lot better than I originally gave them credit for. Carson, how do you think the offense can make the leap needed in order to meet the Super Bowl window expectations that Peyton and other analysts have the Broncos in? It's about not being out of your skis. And by that, I mean you have the best defense in the NFL. Ride the coattails of your defense. That doesn't mean don't play up to your expectations. But I don't need you to go out and score 35 points in a game. This Broncos defense will absolutely do a job of limiting teams most weeks to less than 20 points. Just score 24 or 25. That's all I need because most of the time, you're going to win those games. You absolutely are. So if you take the approach of kind of like what the 2000 Ravens did, which is an all-world defense, and the offense does their job, you can win a Super Bowl. I think we get twisted sometimes. We want the offense to be so good, and we want the spectacular light show, and we want the fireworks. But sometimes it's better to go away with a win 24-17 than to win 38-10 or 38-30. Like do you see what I'm saying? I think we just need a little bit of caution here, and we need to prioritize what the best part of this team is, which is the Denver Broncos defense. Pinky again. We know the defense is going to show up. But do you think being a top 15 or top 10 offense, I'm assuming is what you mean, could get a deep playoff run? Yeah, I do. If you're a top 15 offense, you will absolutely make an AFC championship game with how good this defense is. I feel very, very strongly about that for sure. Thank you, Pinky, for answering your question or asking your question. Bro Winston, bang, coming in with a $50 super. Would you guys ever do a collab with Perna? You know, it's funny. I have actually reached out to some corresponding Broncos content creators. Nobody answers my calls yet. Fair enough. I've only been doing this for about 4 months, and we are a constantly growing channel. But I will say this. If anybody wanted to pick up the phone and give Moose a call, I'm always answering. So I hope it happens someday. But as of right now, let's just get through the NFL season. That's going to do it for us on today's episode, Broncos Country. Welcome in, or be cool, I should say, coming into this mailbag edition. I just got all twisted up there. Remember, thank you for joining everything. God, I am all over the place today. How about this? Let's just start over. A mile-high salute to you. Be cool. Jeez Louise.